So this is the 64 Microcomputer User Manual. The manual that you would need to use if you really want to get familiar with the 64 microcomputer that Retro Games Limited came out with recently. It hasn't been released yet in the United States, and I actually found the link to purchase the manual on their website, which then forwarded me to the Amazon UK website, which I saw. Now, what prompted me to buy the book was I wanted to print out the manual. I was like, oh, let me print the manual out so I can, read up on it and see what all the hidden secrets of this unit are. And when I realized it was over 100 pages long, even double-sided is going to be quite a bit. So that was when I decided to go ahead and buy the manual. There's the hard copy version of this manual, which is what this is, and there is the soft paperback version of the manual. I got the hard copy, the hard book copy. Now, I've looked through this book pretty thoroughly, and I've realized that it is actually the copyright 2020 version of the book, which is interesting because when I compare it to the manual that's online right now, it's actually the 2019 version. So this inner page is one of the differences in the book. Because the other one, and it also shows here that it's the hardback edition, 2020, January 2020. And that's not in the online manual. The online manual is the 2019 version right now. I'm assuming they'll update it soon. And then pretty much most of the entire book is exactly identical, but not entirely. There's one or two changes that I will let you know about right now. And that here it is right before page 1 in VIII, the Roman numeral 8 page. One of the differences, this sentence right here is not on the online book in 2019. Just telling you the website, retrogames.biz, /the64/support/upgrade-the C64. So it's just saying to get your latest firmware build at this link, and that sentence is missing. And then I've looked through the entire book, and the only other difference that I found in the entire book is at the very end. At the very end, you just have some blank pages, and on right at the end of the book in the online manual, there's an image of their logo here. But then the other difference here is this: the end of the book right here. This part about the user manual is, of course, is not on the online manual. So now I wanted to talk about the book and the quality, basically, of the book, and speak to that really quick. The hardback copy is very, very nice. It's sturdy, and it has a high quality. It's certainly, in my opinion, it's worth the $12. Now, when you're looking at the print quality, and when you first look at it, it's on its surface, it's not too bad. It's not until you look a little deeper, and it's not that bad, but there are a few issues. And I'll demonstrate here. For example, when you look at these black on white spots, and I'll show the online manual here next to this or after this, the text that's in the middle of the black is, I mean, you can read it, but it just doesn't pop as much as it does on the online version. So I think that might be a printing type of an issue. Not a huge deal, but I just wanted to point that out. And even this isn't bad. The blue on blue right here on page 19. And then there's a few pages where it is difficult to read. Some of the print is really small, but and it can be difficult to read. Like I believe this image right here is kind of looks brown, but I think it's supposed to be red. And there's actually a sentence printed in there that's really, really difficult to read. So there's a few pages like that that have screenshots, you know, and they're like this gray on black, you know, the black on gray. Very, very difficult to read. You could probably read it if you look really closely and carefully. You know, other than that, there's not a whole lot of problems. The THEC64 screenshots actually came out nice because they're a lighter blue. So when you see, like, that's pretty easy to read, whereas it's a lot more difficult to read the Commodore 64, the blue on blue, depending upon the screenshot. So I mean, you know, just the fact that the image is in the book and that the book is printed in color is a huge plus. And then on top of that, this book is packed full of information, and you can certainly download that information on their website. And I'll provide a link to that free download on the video's description. You know, I'm always picking up tidbits every little bit you read. Like there's a little section here on virtual blank disks, and it says essentially when you launch BASIC, the 64 automatically looks for a connected USB stick. If it finds one, then it looks to see if a compatible virtual disk file named the64-drive8.d64 is present on the root of the stick. If it's absent, then it creates one. So just little tidbits. There's tons of information in this, all about the 64 microcomputer. And as I said, it's a really high quality book. I really wish they would have included this book rather than just the simple intro user guide that they include. So you know, for the amount of money that they're asking, it's kind of an odd thing. So, but anyway, I do recommend the manual, and thanks for watching.